Cool. Hanging out with none other than AP7. Never sat down with anybody before other than just, you know, some buddies and stuff like that. So I guess my first rider interview is kind of with somebody that's pretty legendary in his own right. Thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. And we're out at Fox Raceway Pro Day on upcoming national on May 27th.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess like the most important thing to ask you, or the biggest thing to ask you is, you just come off the Supercross season, right? That had some really good highs, some lows. We don't need to open up that can again. You've already talked about it enough. But is it something that when you kind of get to that point, do you, at the end of Supercross season, are you like, oh shit, I just want like 2 more rounds, or I want 1 more round or something like that? Or are you like, hey, turn the page, let's get to outdoors?
Nah, I'm really not much of a Supercross guy. Like I don't like love Supercross.
Yeah.
So when the season is done, I'm honestly ready for
like
it.
ready.
Yeah. Like I told the guys it was it was like December or whatever. I was like, I know Supercross hasn't even started yet, but I'm ready for outdoors.
Like you're already looking forward to it. Yeah.
So I love outdoors, but I mean, where I came from, my off-road background, it's just a better feeling for me. It's just
an easier
more,
transition.
Yeah,
too.
more normal.
Yeah, that's what I've always kind of wondered, is because like you see all the amateur kids, or you see people that kind of come up, it's more natural to be out here at a track like this. You can't really, I mean, some people are starting to do it now with like Supercross tracks and stuff like that as they're coming up, but usually you have an outdoor track like this that you could go and ride and you could kind of prepare for. So when you make that transition, I'm not saying it's easy, but when you make that transition, it's a little bit of an easier step, I guess.
Yep.
But I just know, like, at somebody like in your stand, like, because it was just like, all right, the win is coming, the win is coming, the win is coming. And so that's why I ask, is like you're like, oh, maybe get me 1 more or 2 more or something like that, you know, because you had the injury and then you got back into the last round. And so that's why I'm like, oh, maybe give me 1 or 2 more. But
yeah, I mean, I guess like I wouldn't say I want to race more Supercross.
Yeah.
I wish I could have had. I wish I could have had those 2 or 3 that I missed. You know, Nashville and especially New Jersey. But yeah, I mean,
the fans at Nashville have to be insane for you, right? Like any of those, like I guess like not back east, but like you have Nashville. You had Indy, I mean, I guess would even be another one. Some of those types of places seem like they just like, you fit right in, you know, with a lot of those fans, and you probably have people coming up in Cowboys hats trying to get you and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's pretty gnarly. Like in Indy, I have a lot of family and friends there.
Okay.
So I mean, I grew up around there. My hometown is only like 2 hours away from there.
Okay.
So a lot of people in Indy, a lot of people in Atlanta. You know, I won an LCQ there, so
there you go.
That was good.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, the fans just over on the East Coast. I mean, I have a lot of fans out here, but over there it's so different. Even this weekend in Salt Lake City, it was crazy. Like I came out, I was 3rd out for opening ceremonies, and man, that was that one, and I think Indy maybe.
Do you like see different tracks or different cities give you different like reactions when you come out? I've always kind of wondered that.
I mean, the reaction is always pretty much the same, but it, like, I can't remember which one it was, but I got the chills, and one of the cities, it might have even been Salt Lake. I never heard a place get so loud.
Yeah. Was it after the crash, like where you were leading? Was it after that race maybe? Or was it
Detroit that was a good one. I don't think that was the loud one. I can't remember. It was one of the cities, man. I was just riding and I was like, oh. Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
And then, dude, Oakland too. Like Oakland.
Yeah. They have great fans up there. Man, in Northern California, fantastic fans.
Yeah. It's honestly like, I don't know. I feel like they they cheer more for me up in Northern California than they do in most places.
Really?
It's like Northern California, and then like pretty much all up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, like going up down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I didn't even really think about that.
It's pretty crazy, but if you think about it, there's a bunch of
crazy rabid fans. Oh heck yeah! I mean, it's all farm country up there.
Yeah,
you know, like that's what it is.
All that, so.
It's all right. So switching back, I guess going down to the outdoor side of things, is there a track that you kind of look forward to going to the most, more than others?
Redbud and Crawfordville.
4th of July weekend.
Yeah. Redbud. I mean, Redbud. I love that place.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then. What is it? Crawfordsville for sure, because that too is close to my hometown. And then what other ones?
Seems like Washougal seems like would be pretty good too. Like
Washougal. Like I like Washougal. It's like a love-hate relationship with that place.
Really?
Like, I love the people up there, but the track
it just doesn't gel well with you.
It's just so hard packed and gnarly, but Unadilla is probably one of my favorites by far.
Yeah, I've always, and is there a place that you like going to while you're there? Is there like a city that you like kind of experiencing the most, like while you're there traveling and visiting, stuff like that?
Not really. Like, actually in 21, I went to this really small town, and I actually got dinner there. I was there by myself, and I just picked up dinner and went back to the hotel. But it was such a cool little, like, old school hometown. It just
home cooked meals, friendly.
It was like this little Italian restaurant, and then I didn't think much of it, but I got back to the hotel and I ate the food. It was like one of the best Italian plates that you've ever been to. But I mean, it's New York, I guess, so it's like.
You ever been to Coeur d'Alene?
I'm not sure.
There's a random Italian place that we went to in Coeur d'Alene, and it had the best Italian food almost I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of that. It's just like you wouldn't think that.
You wouldn't think there's a place like that, but I mean, I guess if you really put some thought into it, like small town.
Yeah.
They've probably been there forever.
Yeah.
It's probably family owned.
Yeah.
It's probably like family recipes and just like homemade everything. I mean,
do you get to travel with the family much when you do that stuff? Like, do you able to go to those type of cities and like show them? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to go really anywhere when we're in season because it's so like in and out. We get sometimes for Supercross usually we're in Friday afternoon, out sometimes Saturday night
after the race, or Sunday morning if it's like late or whatever. Yeah.
It's so like rush to get there and get back. It's just like such a gnarly process when the season starts. It's just like go. And that's when we get a weekend off. It's so nice just to chill and not do anything.
Well, how many kids do you have? You have two?
Three.
You have three. Yep. So what are their ages?
13.
Yep.
Jake's 4. He'll be 5 in July.
Putting you on the spot, man. I know how it goes.
July 30th.
I know how it goes. Trust me. Yeah.
And then we have a 2-year-old. She just turned 2.
So you have 2 boys and a girl?
2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy. So I have the opposite. I have 2 boys and a girl, and we sandwich the girl in the middle to have protection on both sides.
That's
it's like you get the young idiot brother, the like composed older brother. You know what I mean? Like, so you have like the best of both worlds just to make sure that she's taken care of.
Yeah.
But like that's always cool to me, is like to be able to share. And I'm sure that especially your oldest is able to kind of experience some of the things that you experience.
Yeah.
You know, like and who knows if they want to be really thrown into it, but it's pretty cool to be able to share those kind of experiences with them. Mm-hmm. You know, and you're not doing it by yourself anymore. You're not doing it just with, you know, these idiot mechanics that are always around. Like, no offense, Jade. Just kidding. But you know, you get to have that family time, which is, I think, one of the most important aspects of it. All this is cool and it's great, you know, but it's like it's like you really want to be able to share that with somebody. So you share that with your wife, you share that with your kids, you know, and family, friends. You know, I mean, that's a big piece of it.
Yeah,
you know, not everything, obviously, but that's a big piece of it. So.
Yeah, and it's cool too. Like we have 2 horses. One's like a regular sized horse, and one's a mini horse.
Yeah.
But it's cool because the 13-year-old, she's like really big into horses, and she's actually really good at like barrels, and she jumps and all that stuff. So it's cool to watch her progress and like
something what they love.
Yeah. And then it's not. I guess it's not dirt bikes too.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm totally new to the track.
Yep. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
this sounds cool.
Obviously, it's still like riding, and it takes a shit ton of effort. But it's totally new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like.
Does she smoke you on a horse?
Oh yeah.
Like you guys together, she'll just be out.
Yeah, she would be gone.
Yeah.
She'd be.
But that is pretty cool. Like you don't, because I feel that way sometimes with my youngest is like I want him to ride so much but I want him to want to ride.
Yeah.
And so you having that is with your oldest, it's like, hey, you get to see them love something the way that you love this, but in their own world.
In their own way, yeah.
In their own way.
It's totally different. Like it's a totally different scenario, but at the same time, she has the same passion as what I have for this.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see.
As long as they care about something is all I care about.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got the National coming up. You guys are in the thick of outdoor testing now. Bike obviously seems like, I was watching you ride today, it seems like it's working great.
Yeah.
You weren't coming in, I didn't see you coming in a lot to change anything.
Yeah.
It seems like the settings that you kind of are starting with, or I guess we're not starting because you've been doing this for a little while, but the settings that you're at right now, it seems like the bike's performing the way that you kind of want it to. Yeah. And it's cool that you'd be able to come out and ride this track, because I don't think this track will be much different than what the National will be. And so it's good that you're able to kind of like be comfortable out here, and so hopefully the bike's working the way you want it to.
No, yeah, it's working pretty good. Like we were doing a little bit of testing today, and we're just kind of dialing some stuff in, because I really haven't tested too much with outdoor stuff. I've only been like this is probably like my 5th day on outdoors or something.
Is it really?
Yeah. I
that's
only
right.
I only.
Because when I think before, when you guys were supposed to come out here, you were still dealing, I think it was a concussion or something.
It was, my leg.
That's what it was.
I'd cut my leg pretty good.
Yeah.
I was just kind of letting that heal from Detroit. So I went and I rode 1 day of outdoors before whatever the race was.
Whatever
the race was. It was after that. And then I went back to Alden's. I rode like 2 Mondays on outdoors.
Yeah.
And then that was about it. And today it's like.
Yeah. But this is a good place to like do it, especially with the first race coming up.
Sure.
You get those settings dialed, and you're like, okay, this is kind of the baseline of what we start with, and then change from there.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's similar. It's definitely going to be a lot more rough and a lot more deep, but it's obviously, you get the gist of what your bike's going to do at this track, whether it be first or second moto. You're kind of set if you do that.
And then you don't really want to change too much of it.
No.
It's always kind of, the other thing that's interesting to me is, but you being more of a motocross rider, it's an easier transition. Like if you had 5 days of testing before A1, like that would be, that would be a little harder.
A little bit more of a wow factor, I think, because outdoors, you spend your whole life riding it.
Yeah.
This is what we start on. This is what we grow up doing.
And what a lot of people, when they're done and they test, what do? You come out to outdoors and you test outdoors. So it's not that big of a difference at all. So, all right, cool. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, first rider to ever sit down with me. So I really appreciate it a lot. Always been somebody that I could come and talk to at the track and say what's up to. Super friendly. I always appreciate that. So,
hell yeah, bro.
Good luck. First round. You got a lot of people rooting for you, and I think you'll do some damage this year.
Yeah, man. So. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good season. With the bike working a lot better than last year, and me and Jade clicking like it's.
How is
we're
Jade?
brothers. Oh, dude, we're like the same person.
That could be good or super bad.
I mean, it is good.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get together, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Especially in the pits. Like he's got on to me before, just for not doing what I should be doing on the track. But when he did that, I went out and I podiumed my first outdoor on the KTM.
Yeah, when he was getting rough on you or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
So I love it.
He seems like a guy that would tell you exactly what you need to hear when you need to hear it.
Oh yeah, and he is, and he gets like, he'll do it, and then he'll be like, damn, my bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, dude, I
needed it.
That's what I need to do. And he's like, all right, I'll pump.
That's cool. That's good to know.
It's awesome working with Jade. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm proud he's my mechanic. He's
that's good.
Badass.
All right, guys. Well, we're out. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you again for everything.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
That's it. All right.
Sweet.